Was it just one car?
Nah, 3 cars pulled up. Two cars got, the people got out of them cars, one stayed in.
How many police got out?
I only did like 3 or 4.
3 or 4. And they went right up to the car that was parked there?
Yeah. It was only one person went on the side, the passenger side, everybody else was reading the places stuff.
And there was somebody in the car when they pulled up to you?
Before that I didn't know nobody was in the car until we got nothing. They tried to run.
So the person in the car opened the door and ran?
Yeah.
No,
he tried to reform the run, and that's when we started shooting. And then I run in the house and I closed the door.
That's when the police came?
Yeah. He tried to run the run. And then I go in the house, I crack the door back up, I sit on the bag. I let everybody know what just happened, then we all come back outside. He landed on the ground, now moving, so the foam and stuff coming out the stand stuff.
You said he tried to form and run?
Yeah, and run like that.
So you say he was just looking like he was getting ready to run? Okay.
But then they didn't start helping him until like the cars pulled up like the sergeant and stuff.
So he was just lying on the ground for a while?
Yeah.
For how long?
For like, I think it was like 3-4 minutes before they even started.
Is that from the shop? From the broken window?
No.
Okay.
They've been right there.
I'm gonna put these nicks on speaker with you. Go ahead. Can you hear me? Okay, hold this.
Hello?
Give it to Richard Stark. Here, Richard. Hold that, man.
Can I ask you a question? Okay, let me ask you a question. You were out here when it all started. Mm-hmm. Now I want to ask you this. So the police just pulled up to the van?
Yeah.
So evidently they had some type of call, or was it just...
No, I phoned with the police, and they said somebody called them.
They said somebody called them?
Yeah.
Did they call them about this van that you know of, or did they call them and they just saw the van and was like, oh, we gonna check this van, this looks suspicious?
When I came outside, I was taking the trash out first. I wasn't outside before that. And that's when I just seen why I formed in.
Okay.
So, I take the trash can in. I would say, like, I think something bad from that type stuff.
Did they come with their lights on or with the sirens on, or they just pulled out silent?
They pulled up silent.
And did they announce themselves before they went to the door? And so they were coming up to the car, and before they like knock on the window or anything?
I didn't see nobody.
And the kid just got out and started to run, and that's when they shot him?
Yeah.
So again, what I was asking is this: when they pulled up to they just pulled up to the van.
Yeah.
Didn't knock on the van window or anything with flashlights.
Not that I seen him.
Not that you've seen. So when he got out, possibly, I'm not saying it's the case, but possibly scared. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's happening? What did I?
He was asleep.
He was asleep. He was asleep. Woke up, get out, see something going on. Now I'ma run. Now in the process, you said he was forming a run.
Yeah.
In the process of forming a run, what is he? Did he reach behind his back? When you usually run, you just I'ma just take off running.
Yeah, because he only took like one step, then like 1 or 2 steps, and you can see him do like this, and they just start shooting. Then he just run fast. I thought.
In what direction did he get out of the car? Was it coming this way when he got out, or was he going
Coming this way.
from the start and he got shot and he tried to keep going?
Yeah.
How many shots were he?
I heard like 5 shots right here.
5 shots, and they hit him before.
I didn't know how much hit him, but I just, when they put him up on the ground, I just seen like shots right here. And they said like a shot.
But he was never hit from the front.
He was never.
I don't know.
He was hit from the
Most
back.
shots, yeah. Most
How many
shots.
times?
I seen like 2.
That's all you saw.
Yeah.
But it's been documented they've been shot 4 times.
4 times.
However, the situation is this: when he but the thing is, you didn't see
4 times.
him grabbing for anything. You didn't see any force, get off me, any cursing, any get out my face.
They didn't even try to grab him.
They didn't just
They
shot.
didn't try to grab him.
Yeah.
They just shot.
They didn't chase him or nothing.
When they chased him, they let him go like. people that, because they was where that black truck was at.
This is what I want to get something from. I want to ask you this. All he did was try to run,
Yeah.
and they shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. He tried to run, and they shot. So when you get shot in the back, that's a non-aggressive position.
That's right.
That evening, about 6, 7 o'clock, me and Chief Gonzalez had a conversation, and I asked him what happened. Out of just anxiety, stress, tears, emotion, I'm like, what happened? This do not happen in our backyard. Me and Chief Gonzalez for years have worked together and tried to do whatever it takes to try to make sure everything is taken care of as far as the residents here.
Teach, brother.
Yep. So when that came down, I was told by a couple of different officers when I first ran up, and they told me, no, we don't know nothing. They identified me, knew me as Richard Starr, and they said, Starr, we don't know. Then I said, well, somebody needs to be telling me something, because all these people just said that the cops just murdered Arthur. One officer said he was going to go talk to his lieutenant. His lieutenant advised him that I have to talk to Chief. Me, I picked out my cell phone, called Chief phone. He didn't answer. Then another police officer told me that Chief was here. So I walked right here on Bundy, and I told Chief, can you get out the car and give me a conversation and give me the respect that we know? Because something went wrong here, and it shouldn't never have happened. He get out the car, we had a conversation, and the conversation that he told me, which was being reported, was that the car that Arthur was in was supposed to have been involved in an incident on November 12th. Within that incident, he said that somebody had made 2 reports saying that somebody was shooting out that car. All of this shooting stuff. So you telling me if this car is so hot and there's so much drama going on, a couple officers just gonna pull up unannounced and just walk up to the car, and then the officer said that he did not know if anybody was in the car. He was searching it because of the tent that they have on the window, and once he reached in, he opened the passenger car. He said he sees a man sitting in a car with a gun pointed at him. He said then next thing you know, the guy gets off, and the officer and Arthur is at gunpoint with a standoff, which is hard for me to believe that Arthur would just get out there and up a gun and be on standpoint with an officer. That's a death wish. That don't even make sense. What happened was Arthur got out the car and was running for his life because police been killing innocent black guys all the time. And what they did was murder Arthur. They didn't do nothing about arrest him. He could take off running, got shot in his back. You cannot shoot no man in his back. You cannot. And he did not do nothing wrong. He was running for his life because they was in the van trying to do something to him. And they know they wrong. They know they wrong. Justice must be served for Arthur. It must be served for Arthur. Arthur did not deserve to get shot in his back and get gunned down in the same neighborhood he grew up in. His whole entire family. That is one right.
Can I ask you a question, sir? Now, before they begin to justify this, they're going to try to make him look like a monster. And all I've been hearing about Arthur is that this is my dude's son. That he's a nice guy, he's a good kid, despite growing up in the projects. He changed his mind frame and he was looking to do better things. So what do you remember Arthur as being? What kind of kid?
Arthur always was a kid, a leader, and a fierce leader. He stood up for wherever he believed in. If he believed in something, he's going to stand his ground. Arthur was not no violent, no crazy person. We all went through a rough neighborhood. But Arthur was not no monster. He was a loving kid. He cared about his sister Shani. He didn't play about his brother Scott. He always had his problems with Mr. Scott because Mr. Scott was teaching him how to be a man. And at times, Arthur just wanted to play sports. Arthur would tell you like, hey, I ain't the best athlete, but ain't nobody about to do what they're going to do to me. I'm out here.
Right.
He was a kid that just always wanted the best. He wanted to get a job. He wanted to make work. He did a lot of great things. He played on multiple teams that I coached. He did a lot of different leadership. If you wanted to talk to the fellas, you talk to Arthur. Arthur like, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to get the guys together. I'm going to see what's up. I'm going to holler at him. He was a fierce leader.
Okay, now I want to get this from you. Now, because you know that's going to come out, that they're going to say that he had a gun and he pulled the gun.
When you grew up in this community, and when you grew up in a community when there's nothing but high violence and high crime rate, look at our city as a whole. Think about how many homicides that have taken in our community.
Right.
There's probably over 12, 13 homicides taken alone in this community, and we've been on shutdown.
So this is what I want to get to. This is the point I'm asking you. They're going to say that the word is, I don't know how true it is, but the word is that he pulled the firearm. What do you think? What do you believe behind that? What are your thought process?
He would not pull a firearm on a cop. 19 years old, he's gonna pull a firearm out on a cop.
So
an officer, he's gonna pull a gun out on a. There's no coming back from that situation.
So your thought process, just
He
like
was asleep, he wake up,
Yeah, I'm
officers in
scared.
the car, he jumped out his car and take off running.
That's
They
what I
get
want to get to.
proceed and shoot at him.
That's what I want to get to. I want to get to like through the process of regardless to where you are, and we're dying by white officers, and they pulled up for nothing. You wake up, sleep, scared, and he just ran.
Let me say this. This is coming from an upstanding college who came from this community that went to college, did everything that he was supposed to do, ran the community center, ran for councilman. So this here is a brother whose word we will accept beyond anything that Chief Gonzalez or anybody else says.
Arthur did not go at standpoint and up his gun at no police officer. He did not. He would not do no. He would not. If you up your gun at a point range with a police officer, how can you get? If that only thing gonna happen is you're gonna get shot and you're gonna drop there. You're not gonna make it within a nice good distance around the corner.
So the purpose is not the purpose, but the situation is this: if I up a gun, you an officer right
Yes.
now, looking at me. I up a gun at you, and there's 4 or 5 other officers around. Why am I not dead from the front? That makes all the sense in the world, right?
I didn't have no gun on me. I
Right.
jumped out the van and took off running. I jumped out the van and took off running.
Because I'm scared.
Because I'm scared. Because I'm waking up from sleeping in the van to officers in the van like, what's up? Oh no, I gotta go. Wait, hold on. Who are y'all?
Right.
I turned on the news. Y'all killing us. So why would I be? I'm supposed to be nervous.
What happened? I'm
And
scared.
just what happened.
Right.
And what just happened occurred. Everything that Arthur probably was thinking just happened.
Right. That's powerful. So everything he's scared of actually took place.
They put handcuffs on him while he was shot.
Scott, big bro, can I see you for a minute? This is actually the father of the victim, and we're gonna call him a victim.
Push your in.
Yeah, come chicken did it. Well, we're gonna call him. We're gonna call this man a victim because we understand that this guy, this young boy, 19 years old, got shot in the back 4 times. Was not shot one time to restrain him. Was not shot one time to detain him, but shot 4 times in the back from an eyewitness who actually says that all he did was try to run. Never pulled the gun that they saying he pulled. Big bro, how you feel about that? That when you coming out to the more information that you come out, how do you feel about that?
It's hurting me even more because they didn't give him a chance. There was more than one way to. I can't get my words together, but they could have used other force than using their guns. They got tasers.
This was just like assassination.
That's pretty much. So this it's not fair to my son have to go like that. We just want justice for this. We ain't no animosity. We don't have nothing against nobody. We just want to see what really went down. And there's too many people around here that know what went down.
You don't want just us, you want justice.
Justice. Yeah. I ain't been asleep since this happened. So I'm just trying to keep myself calm and just, you know. So it's not fair that he had to leave like that. You know, there's too many witnesses around here saying what happened, and they want to change the story around. That's what I feel. We need to get to the bottom.
That's what they do until we get together.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom.
This queen has done the same thing and has experienced the same situation. She actually lost her son. She's a part of STP, which is Stop the Pain. You know what's going on. And while you hear this man's story, what do you think about this?
I just think about the inaction of our city and the inaction of CMHA. Amir was murdered not at the hands of police, but he was murdered on CMHA grounds back in March. And what have they done to secure their property since then? I know a number of cameras didn't even work where Amir had got killed. So my thing is, what are you doing to secure these properties? What are you doing to ensure that these residents and the people in the community are safe in these areas? Because it's almost as if you want to commit a crime, you know you can come down here and commit it.
I understand all, and I'm not going to take away anything from that. and we do need this assistance. If we were somewhere else, the cameras in Middleburg Heights and Pepper Pike, all the street lights work. Everything worked.
All that works.
But what I want to get at is how, you know,
And it seems like
do you remember anything about lynching? You know any stories about lynching to where they can actually pick up any day and I'm gonna kill this black man and hang him and kill him and nothing can be done? I'm beginning to believe it's sort of like if you want to kill a black man and understand what it meant to lynch one, you could become a cop, CMH officer. You can become some form of police to where I'm going to be justified in doing whatever it is I want to do to you.
and also justified in inaction.
Right.
You know, not doing anything is a form of that as well. Just saying, okay, I know this is happening, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Let's let it continue happening. So I don't know if it's a matter of lack of training. I don't know if they were scared. I don't know what was the reason for this happening, but it's definitely an injustice, and we definitely need answers.
Pops, how you feeling? How the family doing?
We trying to hang in there. My kid's mother, she really taking it hard. You know, it's like her first son. We got 2 boys, but her first son, it's hitting her hard. It's hitting her hard. I gotta keep her strong, and I'm telling my other kids to keep her strong as well. So we gotta, you know, I mean, it's hitting me, but I got to really be the strength.
Yeah, right now.
It's being, you know,
All the time, especially right now.
all the time. Yeah, you're right. All the time, especially right now. So it's been rough for me. This happened Friday. I haven't been asleep since Friday. Every time I close my eyes, they pop right back open.
We go a long way back.
Yes, we do. Yes, sir.
But you know I'm gonna tell the truth about everything, right?
Yeah.
So I want to say this. It'll be different if he was a bad kid.
Right.
It'll be different if he was in the streets.
Right.
It'll be different, and I still communicate with you from a different perspective.
Right.
So I want to ask you this: like, although you know they're going to try to make a monster out of him, he carried a gun and he was doing this and he was doing that.
Right.
What do you think about your son, who wasn't in the streets, who didn't go through these things, being labeled a monster, so they will be able to justify his murder?
Not fair. Not fair. That's what they're doing. They stereotyping us, period, as African American men. And that's not the label of all of us. We all been out here in these streets, okay? We from the streets, but that's not the point. It's so terrible out here now. I pray for my sons before this happens every day. Lord, cover them with your blood. Because I don't know they could walk out the side of the house and what happened to my son down here can happen any day, anytime.
Do you know that he was an eyewitness right here?
I'm just getting down here.
You just getting down here was an eyewitness,
I never even came
and he's
down.
saying nothing took
I
place.
lived this in this shit. The safety director from Cleveland, Ohio. Ain't no been, how many shootings been down in the last year? 100. So you mean tell me you don't up patrol down this motherfucker? You don't do nothing down this motherfucker. You just let it run wild?
Like,
You just let it run wild?
Yeah, let's keep it.
Man, fuck that. I ain't keeping shit, friend. Fuck whoever. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck. Hey, that boy dead. So we gonna keep something nice. And they could have put the car right there, and the reason would stop shooting all day. So now everybody's sad. The safety director coming down. Everything. Man, prevent. You go to the doctor once a week. You prevent disease.
how you speak. Listen, I want your emotion in this because that's what counts. Let me explain. So let me ask you a question. How many shootings have been down here within the last month?
1,000.
Okay, now you said it gave a number. How many? It's been a lot, right?
A lot.
So let me ask you a question. If there's been that many shootings down here, what was the purpose of officers, 2 or 3 cars, listen, to come through here and just walk up to a car suspected of shooting and not have their guns
Thank
drawn?
you. Instead of some prevention. Instead of some prevention. You know what I'm saying? And the white bitch was scary. Scary white bitch. He was scared for real. The bitch was scared for real.
Is they got a phone call. That's why they came the way they came. But no matter how they came, you had nothing on that boy until he was dead.
He just took off running. That's it.
The point is, he
That
was
was deserved.
dead
That don't mean killing.
when you found his gun in his
That don't
waist.
mean killing because
He was dead when you found the rest of whatever the fuck you got. You came for a call for shootings because of the car. Yeah, that's the truth is the truth. But at the same time, he was dead before you found anything else. So what was the reason for him dying?